What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics. Today I've made my way back over to the, where the red dots are, because we're done with side quests for the time being. There's more to be done at Goog, but we can't actually do it quite yet, so it's time to move along with the plot. I've been kind of busy in random battles, but rather than, showing you on the formation screen, I'm just going to start the next battle because it's a little bit of a throwaway fight. So I figured I would combine the stuffs a bit and make things a little bit more interesting. So things that you probably noticed right off the bat: Jessica is back to being a ninja, and Brett has a little bit of a different appearance to him. That is because I have turned him into a calculator. Looks like the Nanten doesn't want us to get to Zeltennia Castle, but they don't have a whole lot to say. Now, the thing about calculator is, calculators themselves are kind of a terrible class. Let's just take a quick look at him. I gave him sprint shoes and the green beret. That's +2 speed, and his speed is only 6. That means normally his speed would be 4. What's Ram's speed? 10. With 0 boosting items, his speed is 10. So is Jessica's. Heck, even Liza's speed is 8. And his speed is 6, with +2 from items. And that's just one example of why calculators are so bad. But the thing about calculators is, it's their stats that are bad. Their abilities, their calculation ability is completely amazing. It's, I won't really explain it in depth today, just because it's a really complicated ability. But suffice it to say that it's kind of like the ultimate magic ability, so to speak. It's like, it's just so amazingly good that it's like almost as overpowered as like any normal like of the heroes that you get throughout the game. It's just so good. So I really want to teach him the calculator abilities, but it's easier said than done, because while he's a calculator, he's basically completely useless to our group. So I have to kind of babysit him a little bit. Use Ramza and Haste, or Ramza's Yell ability, that is, and Haste to get him a little bit of speed, so he actually has time to make some moves, and then basically just spam whatever abilities to get some JP, because he's not going to be able to do a whole lot. He doesn't have the magic attack to do any damage with magic, and needless to say, his physical attack is terrible, even with the most up-to-date weapon available, which calculators use dictionaries. And yeah. So right now I've got time magic on him, just so he can keep haste up on himself. With haste going and a couple applications of Yell, he can go a decent number of times. Of course, it takes that just to have him actually get more than 1 or 2 turns of battle. And frankly, I'm not too worried about babying him a little bit in this fight, because this isn't a super hard fight. It can be a little annoying because there's a couple Lancers, and there's a Knight, and of course they have shields. And Wizards are always a bit annoying. But it's not necessarily hard. And Liza, of course, I still have her as a time mage. I'm not quite done being a time mage yet. I guess I want to get her up to about level 8 time mage. The way I find it works is if you get a job class up to about level 8, then the kind of average job level for everyone else in your party for that same class is about 4. And that's my goal. I want to get the average job level for time mage to be up to 4. After that, I'm probably just going to have her change job classes. What I'm going to change her to exactly, I'm not quite sure yet. But that will come. As for my other 2 fellows up there, Jessica, she is a ninja right now, basically just because it's kind of a job class that suits her. I like her to be kind of the speedy type, and ninja's about as speedy as it gets. I do have plans to change her class eventually, but as it stands right now, the class that I want to change her to isn't actually available yet. At some point I'm going to need someone to become a summoner as well, because that's really the only job class at this point that I haven't dabbled in at all. And just like pretty much everything else, I want to get my average summoner level up to about 4. I guess I need a little bit more Lancer as well. But all these things will come in time. For the time being, Tim is still a Geomancer. He's at Geomancer level 8, and my average Geomancer level is at 4, so that's where I want it. But at the time being, I want to wait just a little bit longer before I change Tim's class, probably to a Lancer, I guess. Because he needs just a little bit more JP to learn the attack up ability, and that might be handy for him to have. And Jessica needs just a little bit more JP to learn attack up as well, and likewise, that might be helpful for her to have. Especially if she's going to be a ninja, because attack up I find is very useful for ninjas, because they have the 2 swords ability innately. So they're really the only person who can afford to have a secondary support skill beyond just 2 swords. Because normally, you know, with any other job class, you equip 2 swords as your kind of physical damage output booster. And then, of course, you don't have room to put anything else in your support slot, but ninjas have 2 swords innately, so that's not a problem for them. Whoa, that missed? He has a 98% hit chance. I like how this ninja is using basic attacks, the Squire abilities, on Brett because he's got Blade Grasp. Actually, I guess that's the other thing I should mention. With Liza, I've been slowly working her bravery down. It's down to 14, and I've been doing that with the Mediator Talk skill ability, Threaten. This thingy here. And the reason for that is, of course, because of... what's it called? Move Find Item. I'm going to start wanting to use Move Find Item in the fairly near future, so I need to be prepared. The downside to that, of course, is that most bravery, or rather reaction abilities are tied to your brave stat. So there isn't a whole lot she can do insofar as reaction abilities anymore. Because, I mean, a 14% chance for it to go off is pretty terrible, regardless of what ability it is. So what I've actually equipped her on is, I've put her back... Blade Grasp. I didn't think she even knew Blade Grasp. Okay. Well, the plan was to put her on Weapon Guard. I guess I never really explained it, but the way Weapon Guard works is it actually... a Weapon Guard allows you to use your weapon as almost like a shield. You use it to guard attacks. Because if you look at any weapon, it'll say evade X%. It says 5% for the spell edge here. And that's your chance to evade using that weapon. But normally you can't actually access that evade, like it doesn't actually do anything. If you do have Weapon Guard though, then that evade becomes active. So in Liza's case, her staff, these staves, they all have 15% evade. And so if I were to give her Weapon Guard, she would basically have a 15% chance to block any incoming attack. And because she only has 14 Brave, that is actually in fact better than Blade Grasp. So I should probably make a point of giving her Weapon Guard instead of Blade Grasp. And this fight is just about over. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. The dictionary things that calculators have is actually kind of interesting weapon because you can only hit anything that's exactly 3 squares away from you. Of course, the damage sucks, but you know, what are you gonna do? Oh no, you didn't! You're going down, son. Can I move to that square? No. Probably could actually, except if it weren't for the fact that there's a corpse there. Death to the Lancer! And that is it for Degola Pass. Diamond Armor! Oh, and I'm gonna start getting this little warning after every battle now because Liza's Brave is getting so low. But it's not something to worry about unless your Brave goes under 6, and that's permanent Brave. Like her permanent Brave right now is 6, or rather 14. But unless that number goes under 6, then it's not a problem. So let's see, let's set this to Weapon Guard. Let's take a look at what we got. I want to teach her MP Switch. And Ramza, might as well. Oh, the only thing he has left to learn is Sunken State. Okay. Tim. Okay, so he has attack up. That might come in handy for him. Does she have enough for attack up? Not quite. So Tim's going to be a Geomancer for a little bit longer. She can't quite learn Sunken State either. Brett, I want to teach him 3. What exactly 3 does? Well, I'll explain that when the time comes. And that looks about good for now. So, that is that for today on Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics. What awaits us in Brevenia Free City? Find out next time. Catch you later.